Hi everybody, this is the amazing Afghanistan Kumar province terrain map by KUNAR. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can load different maps onto your remote community server. In this case we're going to be looking at a Nitrado server. And this way you can, for example, load up the map in Gamemaster mode, invite friends in and then create scenarios. Ad hoc scenarios, and it will be a similar way when people create scenarios that include these maps as well. But for now, in this video, it will basically be a version of Gamemaster. So what we're going to do, let's just exit out to the main menu here, and then let's jump over to our Nitrado Reforger server. So what we need to do is we need to go into the config files here. This is where the magic happens. And in the description below this video, I'm going to copy and paste in my full config for my server. Because what you need to do is you need to load in the scenario ID for the particular map. And you also need to load in the map mod itself. So in this particular case, the scenario ID is the Gamemaster scenario for the KUNAR region mod, and then the actual mod is the Afghan Kumar mod, and then underneath it I've also got the BlackHawk mod, which relies on the Redline core as a dependency, so you need both of those. So what you're going to be doing to edit your server is you're going to be changing the scenario ID there, which is basically that bit there. And you're going to be adding these mods in, or we're going to be adding that mod in. So the next thing is, well, where do you get all these numbers? Where do you get the scenario ID? Where do you get the mod ID? So let's start off with the scenario ID first. What you need to do initially is you need to go to the workshop, and this just applies to Xbox and PlayStation, Xbox and PC, and you'll need to find the mod. So Kumar, what's it called? Afghan, is it? There you are, KUNAR region Afghan, and you'll want to download it so it's downloaded to your local PC. You can't unfortunately find this out on Xbox, I don't think, at the moment. The other thing you'll need to do is you'll want to go to the Arma Reforger workshop and find the mod there as well, and that has the ID there. So that's the mod ID there. So what we can do straight away is with just that mod ID, we can go back to our config file, and then we can copy and paste that mod ID into there. So it says mod ID, you can put that into there. If your server doesn't have it and just has the two square brackets next to each other, go in the description below this video and copy and paste that section there. And obviously if you're working with a different map, then copy and paste the different mod ID. And the name, you can just type that in. That's just the name that pops up. And with the version, we kind of leave that blank. We just leave that as two inverted commas next to each other, and that just make sure that the latest version of the mod is always used. There may be certain situations you see where you want to use an older version of a mod, not quite sure when, but you might want to, so that's why we leave that blank as well. So that sorts out the mod itself. Now the trickier bit is the scenario ID. So where do we get this from? Well, this is going to be on your local PC. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to your PC, and you want to go into your documents folder, and then with Arma Reforger you go down and you go to where it says My Games, and then you go to Arma Reforger, and then you go into add-ons, and now we have all these folders, and you're like, oh my gosh, which one is it? Well, the one it is the ID that we got previously, the mod ID. So if we just copy that mod ID there, then we go back here, and in the search box in the top right hand corner, if we just do Control V and search for that, that will find that folder. We can go into it, and down here it says serverdata.json. So you open that in your text editor. I use Notepad++, and here we have this line here, game ID. So they call it something slightly different. So you just copy the bits inside the inverted commas, inside the speech marks, copy that. Go back here and then you would paste that carefully in there like that. So scenarioId is that, and basically that's good to go now. You would add any mods that you wanted to with the dependencies that they may well have. Just be aware that the Arma Reforger Online Workshop, the dependencies aren't always there. They don't always list them. I don't know how often this gets updated, whether it actually ties in with the game or not, so that's a bit of a pain. Where were we? Let's get back over to here. And it's always good to have set an admin password as well. That way people can log in as a game master in the game through chat. So you save that, restart the server, and what should happen now is that when you go into multiplayer and then search for it. I mean, mine's set up as a favorite. There is Gamemaster KUNAR Province. We can go there and then we can just say join, put the password in, and it will kick us into the initial menu. And what we need to do is the first person, or one of the people who are logging in to the server, they need to then be the game master to kind of set everything up. So if you press P to go into player list, and you'll probably be the first person, so just vote for yourself to become the game master, and then you can press and hold Y. Slightly different on Xbox, can't remember what it is. And then you're there in the map, and now you can place enemies, place AI, place vehicles, do whatever you like, just like you can in Gamemaster. You can move around the map, you can move the camera to different places, so you can look around, and then proceed to set up your scenario just as you might want it. Okay, so other maps you want to check out now that I've tested this with. Obviously we've got KUNAR region, the Afghanistan map, where the island loads in well, and that's very, very nice as well. Another good piece of work. That was by Chewy. Churnerous Reforged, at the time of recording this video in the middle of March 2023, doesn't load. The server kind of starts, but when you get to those menu screens, my screen starts flickering a lot. It may be because of the sheer size of this mod. So at the moment with Churnerous Reforged, the only way I found of getting into it and sort of playing around with it is to do it in the in-game. So in Reforger, go into it. In fact, I might as well show you. So let's come out of here. Let's exit out of here. So if you want to play Churnerous, wait for this to go back. You go into your workshop, go into your mod manager, disable any other maps. Right, they're all disabled. So click on that. Mod details. Click on that, but don't join. Click on play, and that will then kick you into a Game Master version of Churnerous Reforged, so you can play around and do stuff. The disadvantage of that, obviously, is that you can't invite other people in unless you do all sorts of fancy stuff with your modem and your router at home to open port forwarding and things like that. Because that's really why we have remote servers at the moment, is to be able to play with other people on stuff. So there we go. So hopefully that has been useful. Give it a crack. Put your questions and comments down below. And if you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And I will, of course, see you again soon.